Division I, the same one that Long Beach Poly, Loyola, so he plays with the big boys. 28 years coaching football, double and single wing, 2 state championships, 3 league championships. He's the National Single Wing Coaches Association treasurer, and he's the National Single Wing Symposium. Or the last year. He's also the California delegate to the NFL's Youth Football Summit. Harold Strauss.
Right. Be here, guys. It's been fun. When I thought went out here, we were excited. Back to the East Coast. I didn't even know they had the East Coast. Now I get another chance to go back there again. But we've had a great time. A little background on me. I actually I'm not old enough to go 28 years. 24 in high school, and 2 in junior high. I actually got to start and started a program in junior high, and then we went into high school, Wilmington Christian. And by the way, my line coach Rick Bray is here from Colton. My daughter just walked in and came down and tried to get a free meal. Tiffany's my wife's been doing stats for all 24 years. She's anyway, we have all our people. It's this group of people. TikTok is awesome. I just by response from people helping me. I try and give anything I ever owned, anything to anybody, because that's how it came to me. And I think that's one of the things about this group of people is they're not afraid to, and they're not looking to be paid for it. Got so many people, and I'll talk as we go and move along through this. I'm going to try and show a lot of formations that we use, because I have a lot of film, and then anything I have where you guys are welcome to it, just give me I put my up there, a phone call, and I don't even have my home going on there, but don't feel free to. We've been lucky enough, we won 13 championships, and I think, listening to ties have been a big impact on. I heard him the first year, or mentioned the first year I went back there to the National Symposium, and coaching philosophy here in a minute. But we've been actually a stacked eye guy. When I started coach, I was only 19 years old. I found a position in a private school, and I was lucky. I was a bus driver, I was a PE teacher, all them hats, and a football coach, and the basketball coach, and then eventually the wrestling coach. We finally started hiring some people and grew, but to win a lot of ball games right off the bat, and continue to do well as we win. So, but what I did, John Markham was at Colton, and he was winning 78, 79. He was there winning and on top of the world then. I watched games and went to a lot of his practice. So I became, I him and did that. I was actually coaching there with from Wilmington Christian with Coach Markham then. While I was still playing in high school, and actually played junior. Was one of his players in his championships there. And, anyway, he was my assistant coach for 10 years. Best friends, we fish. I outfish him all the time. But anyway, we have a good time. So in '85, when Ramona, he kind of bounced from Ramona. From Colton, he went to Bishop Vermont for a year, and then he went to Ramona. Well, when he came up with this double wing idea. Real big backs. He had a big fullback and went to USC. I think his last name was Hines. And anyway, he came up with this formation. Well, at the end, and Don always one of those guys that just share the information wise with you and think about it. Yeah, we went to a double wing, and we fitted into our 8-man back then, and then we went 11-man. I went up to the Northwest. I love to fish. I was up there in '97. Up there for 3 years before I got called back to the concrete jungle. In Colton, California, back home where I grew up. My wife's alma mater, and I grew up in the district. But anyway, while I was up there, I met Tracy Jackson, who's up there, and he's still in '97. When I researched it, he told me about Just gave me some names. I called Aldrich and all a bunch of tape and started looking at it. We both were researching it, and we were both scared because we didn't want to mess with things were going well already. So anyway, to make a long story short, I came back, and the first thing I said when I got Coach Bray out of the second wing yet, and Tracy's still up in Oregon, and he still hasn't put it in yet. So it's been good. I'm from the double wing, and I talked to a single wing, and our shift. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But box formation, we'll look at some. That's our base formation of the single wing. Go ahead, Coach. Oh, we got a little action there. That's a little sweep to the weak side. So go ahead. Topic today: emergence double wing. It was a neat topic for me. We do. We run. Depends on the year, on the amount of who the opponents are. People, depends on how much they can. A lot of things go into that. We'll run 60, 50, 50, 70, 30. It just depends. I'll notice that when you see yearly films. Okay. The intro I got a little bit. We were lucky enough to win where we've been so far, knock on wood. And so we really believe in what we're doing. Playoffs 24 years. So let's talk. Ole Miss. You know, there's something that you always go somewhere. Coach and I usually is that we try to go. We went to Ole Miss this year for their spring game practices. They're recruiting some of our players. Had a great there, and we learned something because all coaches we have. You know how we have to recertify for first every year. Well, Coach and I just have to be sitting in a room, and these Mississippi people kind of talk Mississippi, right? And just kidding. It's us or them that talk funny, but we really love those guys. From North Carolina, South Carolina, with their sitting in a buffet because we like to eat buffets back there. Yeah, because it's probably those buffets. But at Ole Miss, and we're eating at a buffet. Two coaches from there that were with us, and a lady stood up and started coughing, and the other coach said, "I think she's choking." I said, thinking, "Oh man, we've all had CPR." But he goes, "I better go help her," and he ran over. And I'm thinking, "Oh man." She was choking and she couldn't talk, and right away, man, he pulled down her pants and he licked her on. She got so startled, she just, and then out it came. And I said, recognized her, said, "What in the world is he doing?" And over the table and sit down, and his buddy said, "That's the best hind lick we have ever seen." So, anyway, I guess some kind of story, so I'm telling with you. You got my background, go ahead. Yeah, my wife, she's going, "Oh, what did I gave you the evolution merger. Our merger was one of the best things we feel like. I really believe in the double wing. I've always been, but I'm a little different from the double wing guys, as you'll see my formations. And you'll see right here as we go. One thing we've done, like I said, we've been lucky to win championships in every place we've been. We've been scored. Actually, I went to Colton, Oregon. I was in 2 years before I came to Colton High School here. Won in 15 years, or 20 years. And the year before I got there, they hadn't scored a point that year. So we went 5-5, missed out. Next year we went 8-1, won the championship. And then I came down here. The real lean years. Coach had been there. He retired. They couldn't, but he'd still be on the sidelines every Friday night. Division 5, the San Andreas League. Year we went 5-5. Third tied. Lost on a coin flip. That's one of the 3 years we didn't go to playoffs, besides the one up in Oregon. And we took second. We were runner-up. Next year we took second. Last year we were undefeated in the San Andreas League. Friends said, "You can't run Division 1." So okay, so we got bumped up last year. We won the Citrus Belt League, and we had an undefeated. In the Citrus Belt League, our only loss came to Crenshaw, and we had 8 turnovers, and you'll see that in here. against Crenshaw guys, and burner, close one at the end. That was one of our losses, and we lost to Esperanza. But we believe run double wing, the same wing anywhere you go, from the all the way up to the big guys. And I tell you what, anybody Ohio State in the bowl game, in their bowl, I remember on New Year's Day, or went right there when they were state, they lost their quarterback. They lost their quarterback. One of them was to grades or got in trouble. Hurt. They were playing without quarterbacks. They took their best receiver. They put him at quarterback and went to the draft, single wing. It was 30-0 halftime. And they went on to kill. I forget who they were even playing. I kept calling on my friend, hey, turn on time. Ohio State. We're in single wing. And it was and you got so many schools out there. It's like you said, or I don't know all your names. In the back, you said it earlier, and Rick. And all it is if you're taking a direct, you're a shotgun, you're running single wing. So all you got to do is keep telling these college guys, you know. Admit, I was out to dinner with Rob Akey the other night, Washington State, and said, "You're running single wing too. When are you going to admit it?" And he put his, he went like this, you know, and gave me some first finger. I mean, yeah. But we're messing around it because it's true all the time. The shotgun stuff, direct snap, game, single wing football. This is going back. You know, history. Go ahead, Coach. Philosophy, and I really believe in this. Ties play a big part. I was lucky enough when I was young to get a lot of good information from a mentor adult. You know, I didn't have a dad. I had a dad. We didn't talk a lot, and a lot of from a good friend. I met a lot of good people along the way. A lot of good. And then again, ties had a huge impact the last 5 years on some of the things I believe in. But these are go ahead, Coach. Number one, do hold on to what you believe. And I say that as we got this big thing going on right now, past these steroids things, and you got celebration and all this little kids monitored. I mean, they model these older. They model high school players. They model college players. Model players, and it's sickening. I'm just a real hard nose in that area. Coach is too. You know, we don't let kids wear bandanas on. We don't let kids, I believe you look the same. And I believe you ought to just hand the ball in the end zone scoring. We scored a lot of points. I mean, we're talking about over 500 points every year. And 1,000 yards, both the last 2 years. And, but you need to believe in something, you need philosophy, and then you need to hold on to what you believe in. Because recruiting bothers me. I think we're losing loyalty. We're losing part of the game. And the kids had with the loyalty of their own cities. Now, somewhere along the line, you have to make a decision as coach to believe in, and you have to hang on to it. If you know something, you got to do something about it because nobody else knows about it. So if you let him go on, that's a huge. We're real big in family. Go ahead. That's good. We're real big in family, and the other, I haven't seen these guys in a long time, but 4 kids at the restaurant we were at, and the coach obviously was out in the yard. He'd never seen the yard, you know, and he was breaking it. All these kids from the past, they played for us. They played first and second years we were there. All right, and they all came out and started hugging, and oh, the families. You know, that's what it's all about. It's these little kids. You grow up, and some of you already been there, you've been doing it long enough. They turn into, and the young men they turn into. So, philosophy, go ahead, Coach. Number one, we teach them 4 things. Be the best person you can be, no matter what. Person that you can be, you got inside thing inside. I believe like Ty, I believe in thing, and it's conscious, it tells you what's right, what's wrong. We need to teach them how to listen to that thing and sort that inside of them and do what's right, be the best person. Ask this out of our kids at school. Go ahead, Coach. We asked us to be the best student athlete they could be. We're split. Anybody knows our campus, all the athletics for the boys campus, all the academics on across the bridge. We just point to the other side every day. We talk about the other side. Get it down to the other side. And be a student. You know, that's what's going to get you the next. If you don't be a student, you're going to be going to JC. And make it tough to get to the next level with the new rules they're getting. You got to be the best student athlete you got to be. Next thing, the best family member that you could be. That's a huge thing. Kids don't have very, you guys all know that. They don't have family. They got a lot of dysfunctional things at home going on. So I want to provide an environment that's going to be the best environment that they can ever have. When they come home, my wife's at the track meet the other day. They see her every day. She's our trainer. Almost every place they come into whenever they come into the training room to get something, the hug her. When my wife's at the track meet, I'm the best athlete being recruited by everybody in the nation right now. George is at school, and Carl Durrell's there, and Notre Dame's out. We've been offered by virtually just about every nation. The other night he finished track meet, came up. He did. We were telling him that Blotti just called one this weekend, offering him a scholarship, and he did my hand. While he was shaking my hand, he had his arm around my wife, telling her hi. I can't explain anymore, but that's what with the kids. Something you need to really think about. It goes back to what Ty is preaching in his. I've heard him so many times now, but that's what he's preaching. He preached about somebody making a difference, somebody that they can turn to when things aren't good. We're lucky enough to have good families. That's okay. They ain't too much. Okay, they can get it from here. They can get it, share it with everybody else. Fourth thing we ask: best community member you can be. You might have saw. I was in Parade magazine, and things that we've done a lot of community service. We just did a lot of community service. Get them out there. They work for the kids. We put on a youth camp for our kids run it. The youth camp, they kind of become heroes and connect. And we had 100 kids out at the last one, and it was just a blast. We take them through. We had a break, have them talk to them, bring in speakers, but we in the community, because when they leave here, we want them to know what it's about to be and give back to the community. I told them the community's there on Friday. They just bought you a new sprint turf field. What are you doing for them? So huge for that's our whole Yellow Jacket philosophy. If I was in Colton, Oregon, that would have been my Colton Viking philosophy. When I was up at Kirkland, Washington for one as an assistant, my only assistant year. Philosophy, unfortunately, wasn't a head coach's philosophy. I'd go back and be a head coach. So, but when I was that's what it was about. So, thanks, Coach. Tidbits to live by. That's what I really believe. The winning takes care of itself. In 24 years, we've had 3 losing seasons. One was as an assistant at Lake Washington. One we were 3-7. One won 3 games in the league. One league championship with the play. We got hammered by the #1 seed. But we went to the last championship, and then won one other year. But I believe the winning takes care of it. You get things right. You do what you're supposed to do, and they're focused, and they're ready to listen, they're ready to play. They're ready to teach. Okay, so go ahead. Thank you. Double wing to single wing. All right, hit me again. Appreciate your help here, Bruce. Okay, one thing we liked about double wing, why we ran it for limited formation. Criticisms we get, but I think we only limit ourselves when we're running any offense that we believe in. But we get criticized a lot of formations. Don would at Bloomington would get in a lot of big scores, but in some crucial games you got behind, it was tough. You guys have watched him over the years. So go ahead. But it's a great ball control and ball for over quarters where they haven't touched the ball. I think we ran 19 or 20 plays. Of course, we went backwards a lot of those plays. Penalties, but that was a huge thing. We went through about 3 minutes off the clock in the next quarter. That's frustrating. Our were pissed off because they couldn't get on the field. So you could offense. Their defense felt like. Go ahead, Coach. Great power, good power offense. Everybody that knows that, it's like you said, smash whole team football. I'll take 2-on-1 any day. Go ahead. Good misdirection. Good misdirection. If you use it right, we put it up. We don't run just what you would see double wing teams do. We really, anybody that knows me, we have a lot of formations. Okay, go ahead. It has a fair game. And you can only do so much if you're going to line up double. I mean, it's got some great flood patterns. It's got some great. We run it a lot, but it's limited. It's a passing game. That's why when you get behind, you really, it's not a great. It has a tendency to be a great quick scoring thing. Although we'll pop 15 plays and all of a sudden pop an 80-yard touchdown on the first play of the next series. So you quick, but it's not known for that. It's more. Go ahead. It's great angle and double team. Said that. Go ahead. It's a great. I believe you can take mediocre kids. We played a lot of years with mediocre kids. I should say they aren't mediocre kids; they're great kids. It's a great equalizer for small, thin kids that hadn't been on, and make them equal because two guys and good technique causes a lot of problems. Go ahead, coach. And the one criticism you get is it's a poor two. That's truth or myth, depending on how you believe. I agree with them if you're behind. If you're, it's a great 2-minute offense because you can wear that clock. Okay, go ahead. On the sing wing, and the difference we feel like when we added sing wing, we got multiple formations. We had several formations for the sing wing. I mean, we got the multiple formations and that sing wing in a minute. See what I'm talking about? Ball control. Ball control. We'll score real fast or we'll help time. So we didn't lose anything there. We still ran powers. We still ran wedge, counters, still run all those things. Go ahead. More misdirection. Huge more in. So now we get, more back to crisscross. We had counters and those kind of things. But now we have spinner plays. We have half spins. We have rocker steps. We have all kinds of different half spins. Just about anything you come up with. Go ahead. You have a wide open passing game. What we did was, and you'll see, again, if I move too fast, you can get a copy of this. Don't worry about it. But wide open passing game. It's a 2-minute offense. We can spread it out because we're now our kids think we're Coast team. When we spread out, we're not no way anymore. We're West Coast. So it's angle, double team, you have the same thing. And what we did when we went into it, that's the first thing somebody said. And that's your talk, because you said, when I said you set up my talk, was that what we did was a wing, and we just put it in double wing. Use the same philosophy, the same blocking philosophy, and we didn't change a thing. All we did was put in formation into the base of our base blocking. The other thing it did was give us a whole lot more blocking false keys and those kind of things that we didn't have when we were double wing. Go ahead. Again, equalizer, we got people chasing people everywhere. You guys have experienced that. Sometimes you have nobody chasing it. Go ahead. What we feel is the truth out of this, and it's not a myth, is that strong 2-minute attack. We have scored against Crenshaw when we were down, or against we can spread it out sometimes, and we can get back in 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns bad. I've been down in a hurry, so that's been huge for us. So when you put it together, go ahead. We feel like you have massive preparation. Every coach that plays us hates us. Not they hate our offense. And we have some Walker out of Redlands. I don't know if you guys know Jim. He was at St. Paul. The guy from St. Paul, Dick Bruick, is we're never going to play that because you guys are nuts, Dick's, we got a lot of respect for each other. His son Kurt, and we drive them absolutely nuts with prep. Some of them just say we just have to forget watching. There's no way to simulate it. It's real. I'm telling you, it's really. That's why we love it so much. It's fun for the coaches. I think that's what we were talking about earlier. But the leadership, they feel like we have our own offense else has in our area. And if you talk to people who have played us or know about us, God, they run that offense. I'm trying to tell them it's same wing. You got to admit you run the same wing, right? Come to be a part of us, God dang, get them college guys the same wing. God dang it, I'll give them my playbook. All right. It's the most productive offense, the most hated by opponents. And that's what I excited about it. Coach will tell you, I flip and go nuts. Every time I go to already today, I pick up something. You know, I love this formation. I love other formations I saw from you guys. Back, Coach will tell you, we're nuts. We go everywhere. And coaches just go like this would come back there. He's like, oh, God, got something else. We take the bits and pieces and never think you know it all, because I tell you what, if you're going to keep on going. I went to 8, 9, or this year I still got another one to go to 10, and spoke in 3. I'm going to speak in, but I go whenever I can. Then we one of the universities usually every year break. Give up a lot of time. My wife is incredible for 20 years because she lets me go to all these. Made me a better person, better coach, and I think people. And if I can ever share, same thing. Fancy here. Oh, tell you about that. Go ahead. How you like that, man? My daughter just taught me how to. That's a spinner. That's right. Go ahead, Coach. So our base double wing formations. Okay, go ahead, Coach. What we do in our base formation, and when we go on, we call it jack. When I was at Christian, we called it. When we were up, we called it for the Vikings. It's just like you said, word association, better numbers are better than anything else. That's the best results we've ever had. We always take our outside, our left on the outside. Some guys like to bring their tight end. I don't like to do that because I like to make cover both sides. And I want to keep honest. Tight end over, we don't like the idea that they don't have. So we've always done that. If we come the other way, right tackle would go, our left tackle, that's all right, Coach, our left outside over here. We number for those of you familiar with double wing, I didn't do it just because our holes are the same. It's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Doesn't matter. You'll see that on our grid. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm sorry, 1, 3, 5, 0 is over the center. And this odd to the left, even, it's the same thing. That's why he's number 3. That's why he's number 4. Trying for our kids to remember 4 is on our. So he must be the right back on the right side. Same in the middle. He just knows he stands somewhere in the middle. We name him. We also have names for him. Thunder. He's Fly. I'm Lightning, Storm. But he's also our Fly. The Fox, because we move him around. We had to change it because of our formation in the box. Every time we said Fox, and he's freaking running all over the place, lining up. What are you doing? And so we figured it out. Then we number our left tight end, right tight end 6, odd and even, obviously. That's for passing purposes or reverse. Okay, go ahead. Our next is a bear formation. And bear formation just means B is for balanced. So if we're going to go unbalanced, we have box. Box is an unbalanced formation already. They just know formation. If we go ruin either one, they know that it's going to be balanced, so they don't go. Go ahead. Box. So if we went to our box formation, it's called Bruin box. Okay, balanced box. Out of that, we get motion. These guys can motion. We got rip, Liz away. Go ahead and hit it, Coach. I think you're back there. Fly motion, fly motion. Your fullback motion in either way. If you go there, if it's Liz, he rip away, Liz away. Okay? So names, that's how they know. Okay, go ahead, Coach. If we're going to go unbalanced with a split, well, that's jack split. We're over jack formation. Go ahead, Coach. Gold formation, gold double wing formation. We always ran that. And to add that, go ahead, Coach. If we want to invert, we just go gold invert. Okay, it's just one word. Obviously, now we've got 2 flankers and 2 tight ends, and we can do information. Go ahead. We also out of here. I'm a now. I actually didn't know I was running single wing for you. So, but that's our fullback. Same 5, 6. So we got 1. All right. right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, go ahead. Gold gun, fly right. Well, now I'm in, we're really empty right now, but I've got trips to the right, left, no back set. Okay, go ahead. Fly, fly, our trips open. Gun, because we're in gun, we call gun, go ahead. If we're just in trips straight. Now, obviously we run every formation to the right. We don't call right, we never call except for the fly, if it's a but we call left. So we're out of the deal. So if we want to call the same, just go trips left gun. So look, right gun. They just know if we don't call right, or don't call right formation. Go ahead. We can go fly motion either way. Go ahead. We can go fly up, which gives us some opportunities to do some things here. We can go buck do reverses. We can do all the things we've done out of. Go ahead. Gun invert. Gold gun invert. Go ahead. Gold gun fly motion. So now we motion. We sweep that way. We crack. We sweep. It's real. I'm just, some of the things I just want you to for formations, and I'll show you. I was going to draw plays, and I just went. I think you get a better idea of the two together. I think they put me last. Coach said, "You never speak an hour." Yeah, you go. But go ahead. The box. Back to the box formation. Really, right here would be a bear formation. Okay. You see us? Go ahead, Coach. Box. One of the best things we ever did. We got from him. I got it from. And I saw Travis Connor in South Carolina officiate. I mean, he was one of the guys that were charter guys that were in the group of the single wing guy, and he's the one that turned that program. I don't know if you guys seen that. I've got a copy of it. I'll send it to you. It's awesome. But he did a special on him, and he's freaking crazy. He's got a real high voice, and he's screaming. He uses the box, and they shift. Coach and I said, we got to put this. And it's been the best thing that we've ever done. Average about 1,200 yards, free yards on jumped off sides. People that have seen us know what we're talking about. We'll show it. I'll show you. Okay. So out of that, there's spread. That's our spread formation. Go ahead, Coach. We shift. Okay. All right. That's our empty formation. Now he's up 3 backs up on the line. 2 backs here, 4 backs here, 5 and 6 off the line. Now we can do some fun things. We like to shuffle up, motion sweep, crack. We do a lot of crack. Ton of crack backs. Go ahead. Oh, triple spinner. You guys seen that yet? That man. We started running that. We got that. We never been anything, man. I steal from everybody. You guys better raise your hand because you do the same thing. That's right. Amen. Well, I tell you what, we're nice days because we share with everybody. But triple spinner and go. Okay, box. Just show you formations again. Go ahead, Coach. Stop right there for a second. Let's pop that shift. I want to show you when you start shifting. First, we're going to play this. This is a little deal off our highlight video. Only a minute part of the season. This year, all of these are this year. Go ahead and put. This is what happens when we put in our shift. This was the blessing the good Lord gave. We didn't expect. We were just going to shift to make the. We wanted the defense to have problems going to us. Oh, you had it. Well, it was on the DVD. Yeah, it was on DVD. Yeah, that's the DVD coming through on the tape. When that showed up, you were fine. Yeah. And then push play. Should. That's weird. Should just. Anyway, as we started getting the luxury of people will line up. One team, they'll stand up, wait for us to shift. So now we're sound, and we got them all standing up like this on. They're waiting for us to shift and move with us, and free shot at them. So it's really helped us. There we go. Going? Yeah, all right. enjoy this. This is fun. We love piece about this stuff. Just got a little intro. Don't worry about this little intro. This is just we just got it this year. Been on it 1 year. And a real blessing.
Are you red?
Yes, we're red here. Yeah. All white, all white when we go all white. This, here we go. This little portion called encroachment. Down a little bit. I'm not big music. This is Rancho Buena Vista, down in San Diego. Jump off. Same team, same game. Oh, they got same game. This is Rancho semi-finalist. Linebacker in the nation. This is Crenshaw. Shot 8 times, 80 yards. I mean, they actually want to turn around and punch him. See that kid? Look at that kid. Kind of hilarious. Oh, there we go again. Got him again.
The referees don't flag you?
Oh, no.
We shift every time.
We shift every time. We'll talk about
it. Preface that before the game with the ref?
Oh, they find do it in our double wing. That's we're still. Guys, the same
we wouldn't shift in our double wing. Double wing, we would.
I think I told
on our double wing,
they're still
we do the double shift.
This is Eisenhower. This is Eisenhower here. This is Red. No, this is Rialto. Rialto.
That's good.
This is Santa Margarita. Got him. Those are the smart kids down here. Got to begin. Oh, they get pissed off at each other too. This is. We're actually the guys, by the way. They got our colors too. They started shifting and gave us a little. So.
Remember that guy 2 or 3 years ago jumped off.
Stop right there. Now I want you to go ahead and pop that tape out for just a second, Coach. And I want to show you a little something. Our linemen take such good. It's going to drive you nuts. These guys.
We have way too much time in practice.
Wait, offensive line, I don't know what they do over there. When you see this, you'll know what they do at practice. But they in the war room after at like 1 o'clock, they have beers. They all make Coach lead them through, and they all this crap. I sit there and laugh my head off. But this playoff game last year, pay real close attention to the shift now. Just everyone
Watch the line.
watch the line. Focus on the line. Got their names for all these little deals they do. Cracks. Uh-oh, that's the watch these guys. I picked this tape. Fired up. They did a bunch of them right in a row. Fired up a whole bunch. Whoop. They're going to jump up in the air here pretty soon. I think they're too quick.
Yeah, we'll do the quick. Do the wave.
Those guys back did this and got away with it. Oh, there's the wave. I guarantee the first time you do that in front of a defensive guy, in the head, you do, boom.
I think this.
When they stand up, you hit them in the mouth. You know, it's kind of fun.
That's a shake.
Yeah. Yeah, they do it. They'll
We wouldn't allow them to chip it.
This was, we got new uniforms, by the way. Yeah. I love it because it hides the football. That's but the parents complained because they couldn't end them. He wasn't going to announce anymore because he couldn't figure out who had the ball. The paper guys, so we finally gave them mainly because of all. So we got new uniforms this year. There's only a couple more. They jump in the air, it's hilarious. We actually, the rest. Check this out though. Coming up, I think there's one right here. Right here, we actually got flagged, and the rules have their own rule for the penalty. They say more than 6 inches off the ground. Am I true, Coach? What are you talking about? You can't jump 2 inches off the ground. But we shuffle it. I mean, just got to the full ride. One more, and then we can. That's all. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, they really get this one, and they went over 6 inches. Flag, 6 inches off the ground here. Oh no, I guess maybe I passed this tape. You can pop this one back in. Okay, go back to that. we've had a blast with kids. Take a lot of, we love it. Like I said, go ahead, coach. Motion, we get motion out of that. Go ahead, fly motion out of that. And so what I'm trying to do is out of every formation, we can do the same things. When we're looking through our offense, we can run 90% offense out of every formation with motion or with motion. We pull people on everywhere. We pull onside traps. We have double traps where you actually trap. You know, they go to the first trap. We'll send the fullback trap them with a quarterback or a back running through the ball on the second trap hole. Go ahead. You can have flankers. So now look. Now you're in a passing formation. We can spin. Look, I think I'm losing my light. I got some batteries. I got
another
in my
one.
bag. Yeah, if you got one. Anyway, we can get the spinner here. We can do a spinner. We can come back, shuffle pass under here. We like to half spin, shuffle back underneath here, and bring these guys with them. Nasty play. You'll see it on the film. Go ahead. Put him back and go ahead again. Formation. Okay, go ahead. There. Up there. It's we call it bear because tight. Bear is bigger than a Bruin, which makes Bruin, it just means we're split. Here it's smaller. We try and keep it pictures for the guys. Go ahead. Bruin box. Go ahead. You can fly, you can motion, you can fly motion out of those. Oh, you're okay, coach. Okay, we're still. Go ahead. We shift the box. Okay. Box invert. Stop right there for a second. This is a formation that somebody talked about. I think it was Richard. Flip-flop. This screws people because they've planned all for you to be on one side or strong the other. We're playing Division about they didn't move. We played a whole quarter Division 1 perennial power, and they didn't move. And pitch about 15 times, and we kept going. I think we scored 3 times. It was so bad. Coach, I don't use a headset because I don't listen to people. Took it away from me. I focus in. I have a guy that follows me, and it's his son, and he relays the play that I called. And then his son says, "Can you tell coach to try and run that to the once?" You know. And I said, "Why? It's and I like it." Okay, go ahead, coach. Bruin spread. Go ahead, shift the spread. Good. Go ahead. Spread trip. Go ahead. Spread trip. What we got over here now. We got quads, wide receiver. You talked about mismatches. That's what we're looking to get a mismatch on one side or the other. What we run out of this more than anything is guess what? Sweep. We love the sweep. Kids love the sweep. We'll motion or we'll motion one of these guys. We'll sweep to the back side or either side. And then which side are they going to cover up? A lot of exactly what you said. They'll put a corner here, safety here, and an outside backer here. But we're going, what are they doing? Okay, we got 10, 1, 8. Now, take it. Go ahead. Over. The word we use when we just want to flip-flop the running back. One thing I didn't talk about, and I will right here when I have it here. We don't have to snap right here because the first time I ever ran it in a game, he snapped it. They both looked at each other somewhere down here. And luckily we were the next play, he did grab it, and we ran the spinner, and nobody touched it because they didn't know who had the ball. So it's kind of neat. All right, so what we do is we have a mesh point. This is one of our things we talked about at the last thing, wing back there. We have a mesh point that's about, he's at 4.5, he's on his backside, on his heels. They both step, it's the midline. What do they mostly read in your offense? Guards to backs, correct? So when they both snap, whichever one knows to catch it, going, they all have we all sit, hands ready to catch the ball. Even this guy, it's just like you were talking about. Puts his hands here, catch the ball. Linebackers usually with the midline or filled with the midline first step, pass coverage, correct? What does that create? Better. That's what we're trying to do, get a double team on those backs. Okay, go ahead. We can also fly motion. Okay, go ahead. This is our empty. Go ahead here, coach. Empty. I talked about earlier. This is where we leave our 3 When we shift, he steps off. He's on the line. When he steps off, he steps on. We also can do stay where we are. If he goes in motion, then he'll step back and go in motion, and now we can run we want back and forth. Okay, go ahead, coach. Trips. Go ahead. Trips again. We can go fly motion or motion. Go ahead. We have thunder formation. We picked up from Grand. Now everybody's running it in college and a few schools. It's a tackle trap series because they were charged. We were looking for something, and what it is, the play out of this is a tackle trap. The guard and he comes. We just turn out, block, create a big hole here for the tackle to go up. Takes the hand off and goes through. He reads the defensive end. If you guys know Utah, follow Utah stuff. It's a lot of. He reads the end. If the end steps down, he keeps it. You see untouched in film sometimes, so either it's an option to play, but also we can run all of our other. We can run half spin, we can run motion, sweep, we run a shuffle pass, a ton out of that, but we've got. So it's run or pass, we got motion or fly motion. Go ahead. The triple spinner, go ahead. We looked at that. What's nice is we get this motion right here. We can snap it to any one of the four guys, but our base play is quarter. That's quarter. Full, 4 back, 2 back, 3 back. What we do, he comes here, he comes through, he steps down, he comes through here, quarter back, can give it to him, or spin back. Now we got 4. I think it'll do it. Go ahead. Nope, not yet. Traps, powers, counters, sweeps, and passes. Basically, you got your whole offense out of this series if you want to do it. As much as we should. We've been lucky enough to win. Don't try and run everything when we're winning or we got it all here. Call the dogs off, let some kids play. Go ahead. Again, you can have fly motion, you can have motion, and that's what we like about it right there. We like the fact that, go back and do that again, good. We like the fact that in it's double wing, they have to cover everybody in single. That's what we like. We like that split, that mesh. They're trying to find the ball. That takes reaction time. For you. Go ahead. That animation, I got carried away, man. My daughter showed me that. Okay, we go Bruin empty, so now we go balanced. Okay, and trips invert. Now notice we've got quad by calling invert. Okay, and we're back in that same formation we showed earlier. Go ahead. Motion, fly motion. You can do the same. Go ahead, coach, that's okay. Just saying, showing you what those. This is a new formation and we're going to run. We run bunch, but we learned a whole from Mississippi State. It's actually UCLA, at a bunch series. It's crack cross is the main play out of it. God, dang if that is. So, and you pass motion out of it, you do all those things. Go ahead, coach. And here's what it looks like. What I like about it is twist we put to it because we're a little different than them. In school, we can put more funny things in and make the. Go ahead. You hit it. We go. We can go bunch, fly home. Okay, so we got bunch. The fly stays home. Now we can run wedge. We can run our sweeps, or we can throw. If they want to come up and play like we get 9 in the box, and we're going to go. Go ahead, coach. Fly over. All we're doing over again. Over the other side gives them different look. Defense has got to adjust. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do. This is a chess game. We can make people. We can exploit them. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, go ahead. Bunch wing. Now here we go. On this side, twins on this side. We're empty. We got a shuffle pass either way. We got. We run reverse out of this. We run motion. We run crack. Crack toss. Okay, go ahead. Again, we can motion or of it, all of our sets. Go ahead. This is the important thing we ever came up with, because now by holy moly, that's what everybody else does. Coach and I came up with this grid. Steal this from somebody?
No.
No, we just thought. This is what happens when you stay in hotels together too long. Yeah, Coach and me figured this out when we were back. I think when we were in one of the clinics, we were sitting in a hotel. We started Notre Dame. We were thinking, how can we simplify this? Well, go ahead, coach. We came up. So for our line, the thing we have to teach once they know this grid is to know where the formation, what the formation is. Where they're supposed to be in the formation, they know where. It doesn't have to do anything different. They know from the 4-hole that we trap block, we'll blast, which is still for us, or we can trap it. Goose and go, we can trap it. Dive, we can man block it, or we can we just put in the zone block, getting ready to, or we have, okay, so we have boot, pass, or boot, or roll. Okay, go ahead. And we know thing is a 5-hole or a 6-hole call, like a pitch or a toss, whatever you're going to call it. Counters, reverses, are always the same, and pass blocks are the same. But they know that a 5 is a 5 when we teach our plays. Or if they turn around and we go, coach goes, it's a 5. It's a 5. But coach, it's a 5 is a 5 is a 5 is a 5. Okay? And it's that simple. And that's what we come to our still here for 5 hours. 4. It's 5. It's probably only 4. Okay, go ahead. Okay, the 7 and the 8 are sweeps, toss sweeps, boots, zones. We know that it's a sweep block. If it's 7 or 8, what the play that's called, they know what the play action. That linemen don't have to do anything but block it like a sweep. We have exceptions to this. We're in high school compared to the little guys. Teach this to the little guys, take all the zone off, pass, just, trap, and we're going to trap in here, we're going to wedge. Pitch, or we're going to toss in the 5 and 6 holes. We're going to swing in the 7 or 8 holes. That's all you need to know. We teach those little guys. As you go up the ladder, we false block, we false pull, do some other things the opposite way. Okay, but this is a huge. These guys have to be a little bit smarter. They just line up in those other formations. Everybody else learn anything different. That's why they have time to learn how to click their heels, numbers, do all that. I about a half hour, and it's like, I swear to God, it's like 4.5 minutes, and they're over here watching us sitting by. I said 20 minutes, and they go, we don't have anything else. Can we be in? They want to run plays with us, Anyway, and talked about center. Center is, we block to the mesh point. The lawn chair is how we started. John Ward idea. Back there, we got that too. And our centers come out before 100 snaps. Literally, every day, 100. They take 50 short snaps to the back. They take short snaps, 50 of those. If they don't do that, they're going to do with coach. Okay? Go ahead, coach. Notice that I said a little earlier, 6-hole stretch with unbalanced. It just means extra hole. This is a 6. Anything outside of the is an 8. It's a sweep block. Okay? Go ahead, coach. Backfield actions. This is what. Okay, we'll show you the box. Go ahead. That's our to the mesh point and all kinds of things. Go ahead. Okay. Again, this shows you the different actions of the. Go ahead to the next one, coach. False key with your fullback. Okay, you can push the next one, coach. You can also send him out up into the corner and pass. Line will play action. They're going to still fire everything. We don't pass pro at all. We zone blocking this year. Go ahead. Next. Invert. Go ahead. Again, now we're showing with the 4-back. Okay, go ahead, coach. And go to the next slide. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, he could boot. Okay, he's going to boot, and he can roll either one, what we call boot or roll for pass. Okay. That was worthy. What we call is only a 1-back spin. The 4, we don't get a triple. I mean a double spinner out of that. Spin. We sweep through everything out of that. Go ahead, coach. Okay, we're in box. Go ahead. Rocker. This is rocker here. We call it rocker because. You can't coach for a second. Rocker because the back, he comes in a real fast motion through, and he actually is the second back through, and he'll come here, up, up, he'll counter, you'll see that on the film. Go ahead. You see it on this one too. The next play, or the next motion, go to the right. Yeah, we run that. Okay. The toss, go ahead. This is what it looks like, why we think it's a great offense. All the defenders obviously aren't going to stand still. The philosophy of the toss has always outnumber people at the point of attack. That's not a bad idea. We'll take that if we can get that. Go ahead. Like about the single wing. Get the same kind of motion. You've got three people they've got to watch. And a lot more misdirection. Okay, go to the next slide. And if you need anything, I'm right there. Head coach, I think this is just going to show you the different motions. And go ahead and hit it again. That's rocker. I'm sorry, that's whirly. And this will be rocker. And I'm triple officer, not triple rocker. Go to the next slide. Blank. Nope. Oh, look out. Guys, should have one more slide here, I think. Just want to say thanks. Good luck to you. You're all going to be successful. We're going to be together. We're all going to help each other. The only thing I can say to you with the single wing, go ahead, coach. Keep on spinning, baby. Yeah. Contact me anytime. My information's up there. I have a few cards on me if you want them. I'm going to pick your brain or call you guys. I just learned how to get on the Delphi forum myself. Finally, me and Coach are real gurus of this computer. You can tell. It's a good thing I have Coach Bruce here because to help me get through this thing. But I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And I tell you what, anything I can ever do, just call or write, do whatever. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Let's hear it for Bert. He held it at his school.
Yeah, Bert.
Bruce was the one that got all the speakers, though.
Hey,
Right,
Bruce!
Next time you do it, don't have Harold speak loud. Hey, you guys, how many of you guys are going over to Super Amigos for the Mexican food? Anybody? Or everybody hitting the road? We're going. We're glad you guys.
Arizona's guys.
Arizona
guys are heading out.
Arizona's representing. Arizona's representing.
It makes sense.
Everyone's represented.
I'll go for the.
San Marcos is represented.
Tell my wife I had. I'm not.